everyone, my name is Joanie with Weathered Wings Art, and I have something fun for us today. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a project with transfers, okay? And I'm going to do one of my most popular projects. It was on a mirror, but I'm going to do it on a window right here, okay? I'm going to pull you down in just a minute. I wanted to show you the transfer that I'm going to be using. It's called Midnight Garden, okay? So this particular one comes in 4 sheets like this, and it makes one scene, okay? A lot of them now. All right, so we recently had our windows, some of our windows replaced, and they thought I was crazy when I was like, save the windows, I want these windows. Of course, my husband was like, where are you gonna put those windows? Well, that's just something he doesn't need to worry about. So the first thing I'm gonna do is paint it. Now I'm using DIY paint in the color Gypsy Green, okay? So this transfer actually has a lot of that pretty green, yellowy green. So I'm just gonna give it probably a couple of coats of green. This is a clay-based paint. So I'm not priming, it doesn't, it pretty much covers anything, and it's all natural. There's no smells. So I'm just gonna paint this real quickly. Probably gonna need 2 coats, so I may speed up the video so you won't have to sit through that. We have our first coat of paint on. I'm just going to use my little heat tool here and give it a little, dry it a little bit, and then I'm going to paint another coat. Got it dry enough to put on my second coat. You see how it dries a lot lighter, but we will put a sealer on there of white, not white, but clear wax, and you'll see how the color will come back to pretty much this color that I'm, this is the normal color of it. And it will come back to this color once we put our top coat on there. Is our second coat. So I'm going to dry this again, and then we're going to go ahead and start adding our transfer. Okay, let me see if I can get this in the camera good. So the transfer again comes in these 4 separate sheets, and they fit together like a puzzle. Because it's not gonna all fit, I don't want this edge to look clean. Let me see, I can show you. I don't want this edge to be just clean and not be cut off, and then this one be cut off. So I'm actually gonna take some of this side off. Even though I'm going to lose some of the bird, I'm not going to lose, his face and, what really matters. So I'm going to see what exactly, how much it's going to fit. Because this is going to fit, it's not like this. You see, this has got to fit over here. So it would come I can look at it and it's gonna come about like that. And this is gonna come, well, it'd be even with this piece. Okay. So if I took off, you know, it has these grid lines on there. It's a little, so I could center it and cut off, you know, as much as I do on this side, cut the same amount on this side as I do on this side. And that way it would for sure be, you know, centered basically. So yeah, so see, it fits pretty much from end of the frame to end of the frame right here. I'm gonna cut this side off on this right here, right on the third. I counted 3 little squares. All right, now always save my scraps. You never know when you're gonna need them. For some reason you cut too much off, you can always add it back. All right, so this is the bottom piece, and I'm going to start with it. And by the way, transfers love glass and mirrors. They go on so easily. They all come with this little plastic rubbing stick. And so what I like to do, when it's a big sheet like this, I will just do it a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to pull the backing. They all have a white backing. Okay, and so I'm gonna just kind of put that behind like this, just fold it back and just a little bit and line up my transfer with, so I'm just gonna pull a little bit down like this actually, and I'm gonna lay it down where I think I need it to be, and I'm gonna just go straight from at the bottom here, putting it straight at the bottom. Because by the way, you cannot clean this glass, you can't seal it after you've got your transfer on, okay? Unless you seal it with resin. I'm gonna go right up against the edge of the glass. And once I have it where I want it, I should have done it like that. I put it right up against the edge, okay? And then I'm just gonna make sure that it stays straight. I'm just gonna kind of pull this out. Pull it out as I go. Making sure that it stays straight on the glass. This is on the bottom. Okay. I'm just pulling it from under here and pulling this piece. If it starts getting a little bit off, just don't worry about it. Just let it, just go with it, because mine is just a tad bit off. That way you have it on there. Okay. Now, you can't put your other piece on until you have transferred this onto your window. And so now you take your little rubbing tool, okay, and you just start rubbing. Now I like to hold one end up like this to give, you know, just give me something to hold on to. But this really, it just goes on so easily over glass. And so that's all you do. You just rub it on, right? The hardest part is just getting it down. But if you just follow the little lines and the little pieces where they go, You're gonna be just fine. And what's so good about glass and like this, you can just rub really hard, although you don't have to, but you're not worrying about denting your paint or anything. Move my hand out of the way. So again, these are on my website at weatheredwings.com, and they're Iron Orchid Design products called transfers, and there's a lot to choose from, right? Like I said, not all of them are one image or make one image like this. A lot of them are separate sheets. But I've used this as, I've cut out some of these images and used for different projects. There's so many different projects you can do. Little wall art. You can put these on wood. You can put these on anything, actually. Now, I always like to be careful when I'm coming like to the end of the sheet. Just to make sure I don't accidentally pull this off before I have everything transferred down. You can always lay it back down, but I just don't know if I get it in the right spot. Ooh, see how that just, and there it goes. It comes right off, and that's it. I'm gonna see if I can hold it up where you can kind of get an image of what it's doing. All right, so now, you do want to make sure all of that is kind of smoothed down. I don't like to burnish it with this sheet of paper. A lot of people will just take this and kind of burnish it. But I am afraid, because I rub it, I'm afraid that I'll pick up just a little piece that's not laid down all the way. And I don't want to do that, because then I could lift up a bunch of it. All right, so I love that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this bottom piece, and I'm gonna piece it in here like a puzzle, okay? Like where the pieces go. I'm gonna try to get over here as close as I can. So right here is we're going on the top of here. Just gonna peel some back, all right? And I'm just gonna place it, hopefully, where it goes. This is a little bit scary, but all right, I know that goes right in there, that little flower, so that would fit there. And then this bird, if I can get the left side, the two sides going, I think I could do it. I think I can get it where it needs to be. Okay, that's good. Put that there. I'm gonna go all the way across like this, okay? Like that. And then, just gonna pull this out. See how it's all lined up in there. All right. So this is my rubbing tool. Let's start down here. I want to see how it's together. Let me hold it up for just a little bit. Oh, all right, so now all we got is our other side. Let's see, so here's this part. All right, so I'm again just gonna roll this little piece out, and I'm just gonna fit it where it belongs. Oh, get on my knees for this one. And good. Okay. And again, we're going to take the bottom part and just slowly pull it out. Okay. And stick it down as we go. So here we go. On this side, remember we cut 3 of the little squares off. And on this side, let's see, it's actually gonna be just a little over that, a little before we get to the 3 line. So let's do that. I'm gonna do that real quick. Can't even see that. All right, so I can see on this one that I need just a little bit more. I'm just going to come just a little bit before that 3rd line and cut. Uh-oh. It was this line. Hold on, I'm doing it wrong. It was this line. Yeah, I'm doing the wrong line. This one. Hold on. Got off. Okay. Save that. And continue to pull this out. Just going to do the same thing we did before. We're just going to use our rubbing tool and just start removing it. How easy this one's coming off. All right, sure that's all nice and laying down. And then we have one more piece. Okay. And we're going to put it at the top. All right, again, I'm going to pull the paper back and just fit it in there. Let's see here. Just have to pay attention to where you are. This, slide it out. And hopefully, you know what, I didn't even notice over here. Hopefully it's gonna Did I cut this off? I didn't cut this one yet. All right, so I need to cut this one a little bit over. All right. Really careful. I've got my hurry up britches on, but don't, because sometimes I have slipped onto the piece that's already down and kind of tore it a little bit. So you just get excited when you're close to the end. You're on the home stretch. There we go, y'all. It's all on. I'll hold it up just a little bit. We're gonna, but you'll get to see it a lot more later. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm so glad I used the green. It's perfect. All right, so I just have a little chip brush actually, and this is my clear wax. It's by DIY. It's just a clear, buttery type wax. And all I'm gonna do is brush it over the paint. And you can see, can you see? No. You can see how it brings the color back to its original brightness. Now it won't be this bright, but it'll be somewhere in between the lighter color and this darker color. See how it just brings that pretty green back into play. Now the transfer on the glass, you won't clean that. You can't, again, you can't seal that. You can seal it with resin, epoxy resin. Or you just leave it like it is, you're done, and then you know, just clean it with a dust cloth, a dry dust cloth. Don't try to spray it with Windex or any kind of liquid cleaner. And also don't hang it, you know, where the sun is going to hit it directly, because it is not UV protected. It will fade if it's out in the sun. Right. We got her all waxed. Now, with wax, what you want to do is, let me come back up here. So with wax, what you want to do now is kind of let it dry a little bit. And then in order to get that nice sheen that wax will give you, then you buff it with a soft rag. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna buff it with a rag, and the more you buff it, the shinier it will get. So let me just see if I can hold it up for you guys. Well, so here we go. The light's gonna get on it. But isn't that cool? Let's see if I can put it up here. Ah! But there it is. Let's see if I can bring it all the way over this way. love it. I love the green with it. I'll see if I can go backwards just a little bit. My dog wants to go out. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry, and I'll see you back in just a little bit. Okay, so I have let the wax dry around the my trim of the window, and all I'm gonna do now, I've got a little, this is just a t-shirt that's been cut up, and that's what I like to buff my pieces with that I have waxed. Now I really don't have to do this, but when you wax and then buff, that's when it brings out the sheen of wax, and so the more you buff it, the shinier it will get. So you just literally just rub it. That's what buffing is. You're just gonna rub it. Okay. Now, and that's it, y'all. So I just wanted to show you, let me see if I can get it where the light is not reflecting in there. But here is our spring window with our Midnight Garden transfer. And I wanted to do one more thing. I've got another transfer here, and it's the brocante transfer, okay? And it has a pretty little butterfly in here, and this is the cover for the brocante transfer. Again, you can mix and match all of these. And let's see, is this the one? That kind of looked like a mop. I think it's this one I wanted to use. So I have this one right here. I like the color. And so I'm just gonna cut it out. There's also a bumblebee I thought about using. So a lot of times I'll just cut out things that I like. Again, this is the bumblebee that's in the same set. And this would actually look good too, because you can bring out some of this other orangey color. I think that's really cute. Again, I've got the butterfly here. Okay, like this. I think I'm gonna put it down like it's coming towards the flower there. Again, just gonna stick it. That's it. Just burnish it down a little bit like we did the other ones. I'm just going to tap mine. I don't like to rub it. And that's it, guys.